Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Sunday Morning Coffee with Lisa. I'm Spiritual Coach Lisa Hopp. It is Sunday, December 15th, 2024. Happy holidays. Thank you so much for taking time out of your holiday to listen to this podcast. For those of you who are new, please be sure to check out my website at lisahopp.com to tell you all about my work and how to schedule an appointment at all upcoming events. I'm also on Instagram under Spiritual Coach Lisa Hopp. I am on Facebook under Lisa M. Hopp Spiritual Coach and Medium. And thank you for everyone listening to me, whether it be on YouTube, Spotify, Amazon, Apple, wherever you are listening to me through, on whatever platform. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it so much. I appreciate all of you. And always, if you have a topic that you'd like to suggest, please email me at serendityharbor@verizon.net. I'd appreciate it so very much. So today, I'm titling this Holiday Survival Guide. But really, this podcast is about how do we get through this season feeling the loss of our departed loved ones, feeling the loss of maybe someone on earth who we had a relationship with, or perhaps our children aren't speaking to us, or we're just going through a tough relationship time. The one thing about the holidays, well, we have a history with the holidays. Thankfully, maybe we have a history of a good holiday season where it was magical. I had magical Christmases. I really did. I remember as a very small child sneaking down the stairs and putting my hand up. I would have to pass by the Christmas tree on the left side, so I would put my hand up so I wouldn't peek until I made sure that my parents were up. I had to go wake them up, and then when they woke up, I then would look at the Christmas tree, and it was never a disappointment. And the food that would be there, and just the traditions. No, it was that time of year. No matter what happened the rest of the year, that time of year had its own spark, its own magic, its own wonderful memory. The type that you bring down from generation to generation. But not everybody has a good Christmas. Not everybody has a good holiday season. So sometimes those memories can come forward. Perhaps there's a wonderful memory of a relationship romantically that you were in at some point at that time, and now it's no longer in your life. Perhaps there's the memory of children that aren't speaking to you now, but how you tried your best to give them the best holiday season. So this time of year brings out our raw selves, our inner child selves, our more emotional selves, and then add on it the stress of the holiday season. Even if you're one of those that don't celebrate it to a degree that maybe you did, or maybe you don't celebrate at all, the environment can still get to you. The people rushing around, cutting you out, being extra stressed, that you can sponge that can get to you. So it's a time of year where it's easy to be tested. And so what can you do to help you to get through this time and into a new year where you are concentrating on designing your life, creating your life, working on goals? And I'm not talking about, probably do a separate podcast about this later, but I'm not talking about resolutions. Resolutions are often temporary. Talking about intentions, excitement, reboots. That's coming. That's coming in a couple weeks. And so, I'm not in any order. I'm going to make that survival tip number 1. Give yourself time to think about what that new year is about for you. What do you want to get done? Now, if it's about repairing relationships, you cannot force a repair of a relationship because that goes against will. That other person may not be ready to repair a relationship with you. But what you can do is make the intention of being a better you in some way. And that is not saying, please, that there's something wrong with you or off with you or needs to be better. We're here. We're here to always be working on better versions of ourselves. So how would you do it differently? The first thing to do is to send love, warm and fuzzies, out to whomever you care for, even if they're no longer in your life. That can be those on earth or those in heaven. Send them out warmth. That hasn't, I've said this before. If you listen every week, it's the truth. Love heals all. Love fixes all. It does to the best degree. If you're in a state of love, your world's going to work out for the best. It may not be in as quickly as you want, but it's going to happen. It's magical. It is kryptonite to any situation. It is the RX for any situation. It just overrides whatever is going on. It's the way to fix the world if you feel it needs to be fixed. Interestingly enough, if you feel love and gratitude while you're grocery shopping, you're going to get the best deals. That's how powerful love is. So make an intention of doing that. And first and foremost, the love is about you. Feeling that love, feeling that appreciation, feeling positive about yourself. And then from that positive mindset, what goals can I set? Am I walking more? Am I changing my diet? Am I going for that new job? Am I vacationing to that location now? I made an intention, because I'm always my own little project. Made an intent this year, oh my gosh, I'm jumping, aren't I? This year I did go to Europe. I did go to Mediterranean. I'm very thankful I did. But for the rest of the year, it was a quiet year. And so my intention going into 2025 is to be more spontaneous, have more fun, get out of the house more, use my time when I'm taking off from work to be out more, to be more involved. And I already have done it. I've already planned something for March, thankful to a friend. It's because that's new me. Now, I'll be honest with you. Sometimes doing something new makes you uncomfortable. At first, I was uncomfortable with it. I wanted to do it. It's not about that. It's about the investment. It's about, during the holidays, I'm planning a getaway in the new year when perhaps me would have preferred to wait until January. So, but I'm like, no, this is my intention for the new year, to have more fun and to be more fun. So I did it. Now when I did it, I'm like, well, all right, and then I saw that I, managed to get little breaks and that type of thing because I honored myself. So what do you want to do? Even if it's a baby step, what do you want to do? This is the time to do it because why? It's a great distraction. It takes you away from what's presently happening that may be causing you stress or pain in an emotional way, or even physical pain too. Because when you distract from the physical pain with focusing your mind on something else, it gives your body the opportunity to heal. Then you realize for a little while that you didn't feel that pain like you were because you weren't as focused on it. What you focus on is what you get. If you don't focus on it, it's not there. I mean, in a way of discomfort. Of course, if you have something health-wise going on, you should get it checked out. You should always pay attention to that. But what I'm talking about is the emotional pain and the physical pain. That is something that if you can find something that's positive and pleasant to divert your attention over to in a get you excited kind of way, you gave your body in every way, emotionally, spiritually, physically, mentally, a break. And that is a good thing. It's healthy overall. So first key. Second key. It's so hard this time of year with the stress of the season. Incorporate. Well, and let's go to the loss. Let's deal with the loss next. It's so important to incorporate people in your lives. Now, departed loved ones. Do things in honor of them. Talk to them. It is mentally healthy and spiritually healthy to talk to them. Put out their favorite dish at the holiday table. Bake their favorite item. For Thanksgiving this year, I put out a couple things that were traditions when I was a child. Because, gosh, Thanksgiving, didn't we all need a little comfort? Most of us. You know, it was a tough, potentially tough month in November and going into this holiday season. And so, starting the holiday season, so I put out things that brought out pleasant memories. Celebrate them. Celebrate that they were in your life. Celebrate that they are with you in energy, whether they're, even though they can't be physically here. Celebrate them. They're there. They don't miss a thing, your departed loved ones. They're at every holiday, unwrapping, dinner, candle lighting. It doesn't matter. If you're doing something as a tradition, if you're doing something with the season, they're standing right next to you, whether you perceive them or not. And throw up again the messages to them. You can tell them you miss them. Tell them to kick it up a notch. But I'll have to say to you that the departed loved ones in heaven are doing that. They are letting us know they're near. And so have an awareness of what's happening around you that's odd. Be in the present moment. Include them. It's so very important in some way. Maybe you have a Christmas tree. Put an ornament that honors them on the tree. Whatever is most important that would make you feel like you're coping better is so very important to do. And remember, they know. So it's a win-win. All right. And then pay attention for the signs. And as far as those on earth, the ones that maybe aren't talking to us, the ones that we had to let go of, in some way. And, those, sometimes you break up in a relationship and you miss them at the holidays. Okay. You can't really include them, but you can send them good wishes energetically. You can send them love. You can hope for them to be happy, to be blessed. And especially focus on the pleasant memories, the gratitude, the blessing of them once being in your life, the time they gave you a special gift, the time that there was a milestone moment. Maybe you were, married or engaged on a holiday. That's a good thing to focus on because it was a happy time. So we focus on the happy times. We don't focus on the negative times, right? Because the one thing about wonderful things that end is they're painful. Not because we had them, but because they ended. So concentrate on the having. And gratitude. Thank you for that blessing. That was a good time. I remembered the other day for the first time in, oh my gosh, probably decades, that when I was, 40 years ago almost 40 years ago, I remembered that I led the United Way gathering of presents at my workplace. Had my little Santa hat on, was so happy to do it. And I forgot about that. But that was such a wonderful moment. Such a wonderful moment. And I thought to myself, wow, that was so long ago that these children that I was gathering gifts for are adults. They might even be grandparents now, depending on how quickly they started their adulthood. No, but that was not a pat yourself on the back type of memory. I just literally said to myself, go Lisa, that was a good moment. It was good to be able to give back. It was good to be able to be generous at the holidays. These are moments to milk. These are moments to like yourself, to be appreciative of. We're not taught to love ourselves. We're not taught to like ourselves. You are more than enough. You are lovable. You are likable. Take a moment and think about those times when you came through. When you were a good friend, a good son, a good daughter, a good mom, a good father, a good coworker, a good stranger. I love being a good stranger. It's fun because it's momentary. You don't have to be that way. You're choosing to be that way. Yesterday, I went to a holiday show, and before the show, went out to lunch. And I made a point to thank the business owner for a great lunch and happy holidays, even though it started out kind of delayed and not the way I wanted. It ended up being a great lunch. And it was a good show too. And I made a point to say something to one of the performers. Again, that moment in time when I did that was positive energy. That's why I did it, for positive energy. Thank you for lunch. Have a good holiday. They didn't expect it. They probably expect more complaints. Not the positive talk, compliments, salutations. It's important to do these things. It's a moment in time, but it lasts forever. How many of you remember someone who's kind to you in a moment, came through in some way? So important. It has ripple effect. And what it does is it lifts up your spirit and helps you to get through this season even more. That's why generosity is so important, but not forced generosity. But generosity is important. When we give a toy, when we give a donation, we shouldn't feel we're obligated to do it. But gosh, it can be such a great feeling when we do it. Because we're giving beyond ourselves. We're giving out that ripple effect, even if we don't get to meet the person directly that we're giving to. We're still making a difference. And we make a difference every day just by being on this earth, just by being alive. So it's important to make that difference a good one, because it's a win-win for ourselves and for others. So the third key, self-care. You gotta spoil yourself. Make sure if you're giving gifts out, you give one to yourself. Heck, give one to yourself for each gift you buy. So good, so very important. Because you are a diamond. Maybe you think you're a diamond in the rough, but you matter. Do the self-care. Spoil yourself. Take a night off if you want. Have a night of spa treatment. Treat yourself to a massage. Take a walk in nature. Laugh. Watch great TV if you watch TV. Treat yourself like the king or queen you are. That's so very important. Because you see, if you treat yourself like you are the best of the best. Not only is that good for you, but you'll see your environment treat you that way too. The stranger suddenly is wanting to be kind to you because your vibration rises. And that's what it's all about, is raising that vibration. Self-care may also mean that you drop a note to someone you're not speaking to like a child. That's okay to do if you want to do it. It's whatever you need to make this season the best it can be. I remember one time, again decades ago, I sent flowers to someone that I was interested in romantically, and it was not requited. No. They probably today still don't know what they lost out on. But that felt good at the moment to do that. Actually, they were very, they liked it. They really did. What was not to like? It was just like I was walking, and I thought, that is something cool to do. That is something unusual. It wasn't aggressive. It was just kind. It was just, hello. Now, I have to say to you, I can't believe I did it. Because that was something that wasn't quite like me. But it was still so kind. So, I'm saying sometimes it's again outside of what you normally would do. And maybe uncomfortable because of that. But if it's something you want to do, then you go right ahead and do it. In a kind, generous way, right? I don't know. I guess I have a little devil side. Because it's like, no, don't burn an effigy in their front yard. No, that's not what I'm saying. I mean in a way of gestures. I mean in a way of positive energy. Writing a letter, sending a card, dropping a donation, whatever it may be, right? It's okay. Even if it's not reciprocated, even if you never know what they think about it, if it makes you feel good inside, it makes you feel good. It's about healing. What do you need to do to heal? That's important. Most of the time we're told, and it's true, write the letter and burn it. Because it doesn't go against their will, and it's good for you to get it out. What do you need to get it out? Do you need to scream in the shower? Do you need to race walk? Whatever you need is the right thing to do as far as healing to get you through this time. But once again, going back to the first thing I said, get excited. We're on the way to a new year where in this world, anything is possible. We've seen anything is possible, right? It's on steroids right now. So, what do you most want to achieve? What do you most want to focus on? Do you want to write the book? Do you want to paint? Do you want to learn dancing? Whatever it is, plan that. Make that, again, an act of self-love. So very important. I think we've covered how to get through these last 2 weeks of the year, but also going into the new year. It's so important to know your worth. It's so important to know what you deserve. It's so important to know that you are important. We are born into a world that teaches us from the get-go we're small, that we're a sinner, that we're limited, that there are rules that we have to live by. If you notice, there really aren't any rules anymore. Now, I'm not saying go out and break the law. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you design your own life. What are your paradigms? What beliefs do you want to have? Who do you want to be? Do not let another person ever make you think that you're smaller, that you are not special. You are. That is so important to keep in mind. I won't have it in my life. I won't have a person ever tell me that I am not enough, that there's something about me that has to change. We change ourselves when we want to. At the same time, I'm always working on being the best version of myself because, well, it's fun, and that's why we're here. So yes, do that, but don't let another person have power over you. And again, to wrap it up, this holiday season, for those in heaven that are right around you, include them. Include them because they're there and they're smiling because of where they are. You'll make them smile even more. And who knows, maybe you even know they're there. And for those on earth, forgive them. Just forgive them. And do whatever you need this holiday season to be in the present moment, to find some peace, to find some wholeness, and to feel love for yourself and for others. That is so important today. Unfortunately, my two teams are playing each other on football. But I'm going to take care of myself by having my favorite snacks. And whosever will is strongest to win will win. And then I will decorate more for Christmas. And I will plan for the rest of this last 2 weeks to be a good holiday season. I hope for all of you a good holiday season. Again, peace of mind, happiness, thrills, whatever it may mean. And make those intentions for the new year now. How do you want it to look that is different or better than it has been looking? That's important to do right now. There's nothing wrong with a little planning, right? Thank you so much for joining me today. Again, if you're listening to this on YouTube, please like, subscribe, and share. And thank you if you're listening to it for any other platform. And have a good week. Have a safe, happy week. And I'll talk to you next time.